It should be a sin to be this sexy. See, I wasn't always the beautiful glamour girl I am today. I went from a 0 to a 10, and that's a 10 in the waist also. I was a fat mess and I lived in misery. My life before was full of tears and chairs that squeezed my hips until they bruised. Well, no, I really can't say that's all true because I am married to the man of my dreams. Brandon and I met in high school. He was the star football player. I remember the day he was standing by my locker. I instantly got nervous. And I remember going into a trance yet hearing, "So you want to get to your locker, Miss Lady?" That's what he asked me. And through my shyness, I answered, "Yes, yes, I do." Now, at the time, I was so used to being the fat chick at the butt of jokes, I had my defenses powered on. The hallway was full, and of course, he was surrounded by his flunkies, so I dared not draw any more attention than he already had. Man, I started to walk off, leaving my fourth period books behind. I needed to keep my dignity, and I heard him over the hallway chatter. "Hey, Nina." Honey, I walked faster. He called louder. "Hey, Nina." I froze in the middle of the hallway, and so did everyone else. In my head, I was like, "Get ready, girl. Let him go on ahead and get his laugh." I turned around without saying a word, giving him the death stare. "We do have a test. You might want to get your book. You know Miss Sinclair don't play." I breathed a sigh of relief and walked to my locker, honey. Brandon moved to the side with a sneaky grin on his face, staring at me as I turned my dial on the lock. Child, I just wanted him to go away and leave me alone. "So you really were about to leave your books because I was standing here?" he asked. I looked up at him as he was still smirking. "Yes, I don't have time for you or your games." I grabbed my book, closed my locker, and walked off. I heard his flunkies behind me. "Hey, big girl said she don't got time for your games." And I heard Brandon. He snapped. "Hey, man, don't call her that. Her name is Nina." I promise. My feet instantly got stuck. Was Brandon Marshall the star of the football team defending me? Then I heard laughs from one of his flunkies. "Oh, so you like fat girls, B?" I turned around and saw Brandon walking up to Rayford. He was a slim, lame dude who latched on to the popular kids to feel like somebody. "She's a girl, and that's all I see. Is that a problem, Ray?" asked Brandon. Rayford, being the lame he was, backed down quickly, saying, Man, B, dang, I'm just joking, man, dang." The bell had rung, and the hallway started to clear, and I started back towards class. But then I heard someone jogging towards me. "Nina!" It was Brandon. "Hey, man, don't play that fool no mind," he says as he touched my shoulder. "Don't worry, I didn't," I replied. "So, can I get your number?" I looked at him as if he had spoken another language. "Huh?" And he repeated, "Can I get your number?" Once again, my defensive power came into play. "Look, Brandon, I don't have time for your games. I have class." "Time for what? I'm only asking for your number." Although every ounce of my gut was saying not to give in, a part of me felt some type of victory. With hesitation, I gave him my number. I was curious to know what he wanted. Maybe he wanted me to do some classwork for him. Or maybe he wanted the 411 on some of the pretty girls at school. We looked up and he was jotting down my number, and we see Miss Sinclair standing outside her classroom with her hands on her hips. "You two want to come to class today? Or do you have more important things to do? Child, she yelled from the end of the class, out the class, at the end of the hall. We both started giggling while increasing our speed. I got inside class, sat at my desk, and heard two girls behind me whispering, "What's her fat ass smiling at? What's she smiling about? Brandon ain't studying her." Their friend joins them. Right. Big ass happy she walked into class and like that did something. Because they walked into class at the same time. Then they all say, "Hey, B." He waves. Again, I'm dropped back into the reality that I am just the fat girl. I would never have a chance with a boy like Brandon Marshall, like these girls. Miss Sinclair drops a book on her desk and in the most stern voice, "Now that you ladies have gotten all your superstar fix from Mr. Marshall over here, do you mind if we have this text now?" The room explodes in laughter. I remember leaving school that day, and for some reason, the air was different. I stopped over my aunt's to pick up something for my mom. My aunt was talking me to death. I didn't hear a word she was saying because I was wondering if I had Miss Brandon's call. Finally, she handed me a bag to take to my mom. I rushed out the door, and I promised I had never gotten down those 4 blocks so fast. Funny thing is, it felt like the closer I got, the further I wanted to be. A part of me didn't want the disappointment of knowing he never called. Maybe I wasn't being fair. I mean, school had only been out for an hour and a half. I walked in and practically threw the bag at my mother. "Well, thank you, and hello to you too, Nina," I heard as I sped past her in the kitchen doorway. "Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. I gotta use the bathroom real bad." I lied because the last thing I wanted to hear was one of my mother's lectures about being boy crazy and me acting as if I had lost my mind over some phone call about from some boy. I walked into the living room and there was my sister Tia, the mouth of the South, bumping her gums on the phone. Tia was 2 years older than me and graduating this year. She was my mom's favorite, and all the guys loved Tia. Deep down inside, I wish I were born first, so I could have been Tia instead of fat ass Nina. I laid a lot of nights staring at her, just wishing I could have a glimpse of her dreams. Just one day in her life would have meant the world to me. "Did you lose something, Nina?" Tia asked as she covered the phone. "No, I didn't, but dang, how much longer will you be on the phone?" I pouted. "Girl, what does it matter? Nobody calls you anyway." I just walked away because Tia knew what buttons to push when it came to me. She spared no expense when it came to my feelings. One time, I tagged along with her and a few of her friends to the carnival, and she insisted that I played the game where the guy guessed my weight. Her and her friends laughed uncontrollably as the numbers got higher and higher. I never told my mom because, of course, she would say, "You know your sister was only teasing you." Hmm. Tia dated. She had friends. She was stylish and beautiful. I was the complete opposite. Thank you for tuning in and listening to this sample of my book, She Has a Story to Tell Too. It should be a sin to be this sexy. If you like what you heard, share it with your friends. Make sure you let somebody know this good thing going on over here. If you really want to get into it, go ahead and click the bio and buy the book.